Hello everyone, this is Surya and welcome to Be a Geek. In today's video, we are going to learn about Java loops. First, we have objective. In this challenge, we are going to use loops to help us do some simple math. And after that, we have task. Given integer n, print its first 10 multiples. Each multiple n multiply I, where I is greater than is equals to 1 and less than is equals to 10, should be printed on a new line in the form n multiply I is equals to result. Okay. So basically here we have to print the table of n. For input format we're gonna have a single integer n, and the constraint of n is greater than is equals to 2 and less than is equals to 20, and our output format is print 10 lines of output, each line I where I is greater than is equals to 1 or less than is equals to 10 contains the result of n multiply I in the form n multiply I is equals to result. And for example, we have an integer 2 as input, and for 2 we have our output. So basically it is a table of 2 where 2 multiply 1 is equals to 2 and 2 multiply 2 is equals to 4. 2 to the 4, 2 to the 6, 2 4 is 8, 2 5 is 10. So basically what we gonna do there, we are going to use loops. Definitely we can print our output using different lines of system.out println, but here we are doing multiplication of our number 2 with 1 2 3 4 5 6, and it is incremental. So there is a pattern which we are following there. So if we have a pattern and we are doing a repetitive task, then we can use loops. And it is the most important part of any programming language because we are going to use it many times. If we want to iterate on data, if we want to iterate on some variable and want to perform an action again and again, then we are going to use loops. And we have different type of loops. And we have a successor of loop is stream, and we are gonna learn about stream also in future videos, but for now we are gonna have an integer as input and then we have to print the table for that. So how are we gonna do that? So let's go to our IntelliJ and then see how we can do that. So basically we have a solution class and we have a main method, and after that it is the last problem which we have solved. So I can just remove this. Here we have input for an integer. So basically what we did, we have a solution class, we have a main function, and then we have a scanner, and here we are taking input as I. So according to question, let me replace it with n. So now what I have to do, I have to multiply there. I have to multiply these things. So I have to print this. Let's try to do it without loop and then we will convert into loop. So let me do this out, and we will have a value of n, and then we will use string concatenation to add those strings. So here we have small x for multiplication. So we have 2 and then I space before x and then I space after x, then we will add 1 and then we will have equal to with spaces, and then after that I will have there the value of n multiply by 1. So this is my print statement, and let me copy it there and then just replace 1 with 2 and with 2, and we're not going to print all the values there, but just to see how we can convert it into loop. So for that I am just printing this. Okay, we have to comment this part because we are not gonna use this in our code. Because of that it is showing some error. Okay, let me compile it again and then I will run my code, and let me put 2 there, and as you can see there, after putting 2, what I'm gonna get there, 2 multiplied by 1 is equals to 2, 2 multiplied by 2 is equals to 4, 2 multiplied by 3 is equals to 6. So if you see there, we have a repetition, we have a pattern, our value is incrementing 1, 2 and 3. Here also, first I am multiplying 1 with n and then 2 and then 3. So our value is incrementing. So let's say I have an integer int I which is starting from 1, and I just replace it with 1 with I, and after that what I can do, now the value of my I is equals to I plus 1. So now my value of I is 2 and I can replace I 2 with I. Same after that, my value of I is 2 and then I'm adding 1, so it is becoming 3, and then I have I there and I there. Let's run it again, and for 2, so the output is same. So basically what we did, we replace a constant 1 with I, and our value of I is incrementing. Now if you can see that the statement, this print statement is same. I am using the same statement everywhere to print the value. Just I have to increment the value of I by 1 and I can print other values of the table so that I can get my output. So this is the main code. Let me do it again and again so that I can show you. Okay, let's compile this again, and okay, so I did it for 11 also. So this is an extra line. As you can see there, two statement I is equals to I plus 1, and this print statement is repeated many times. So what we can do? We can just remove it using help of loops. We are going to solve this question with loop, with for loop. We have while loop, we have do while loop, we have for loop, and we have for each. So we have different kind of loops, but in future videos you will learn about for each, while, and do while. But for now, let's see the syntax of for loop. So for loop has three values inside that. So first value is the initial value of a variable. Let's say here our initial value of variable is 1. So we can declare this variable I is equals to 1 there. And after that we have to give the condition where we want to terminate this loop. And if I do not give the condition where I want to stop my loop, then my code will run infinitely and my system will crash. So the condition here is I have to multiply my I only 10 times. Means till my value of I is 10, I have to run this loop. So if I is less than is equals to 10, then I have to run my loop. After that, I have to provide a statement on basis of which the value of my I will increase or decrease, whatever I want to do with that. So I want to increase the value of I by 1. So here I is equals to I plus 1, or I can say I plus plus. So this is the syntax of loop, and after that this is my block where I want to write my code. So what I can do, my code is this and I can put it on this block. So this is my final code. Let's see the syntax again to understand it more clearly. So what happened here, my value of is increasing again and again, and I want to increase the value of I till my value of I go till 10. So the termination condition of this loop is that if the value of I reach greater than 10, then I will terminate this loop. So here what I did, I put I is less than is equals to 10. If this condition is true, then my statement is going to be executed. Otherwise, I will get out of this loop. Now let's see how this loop will work. I will take an input n, and after that I am initializing an integer I with 1. So initially the value of I is 1, and then I will check this condition. Is is I is less than is equals to 10? Yes, it is less than is equals to 10. So I am from there I am getting true. If this condition is true, my statement will execute. So this statement will execute, and after that the value of I will increase. Now my value of I is 2. So 2 is less than is equals to 10. Yes, it is true. If it is true, then this statement will execute. So here the value of I will become 2 and n. Okay, so the value of I will become 2. Here let me put it 1. Now after 2, the value of I will increase and I will become 3. Again, I will check this condition. I is less than or equals to 10. Yes, 3 is less than or equals to 10. So the value of I will become 3. After that, the value of I will become 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9. Let's say the value of I is 9. And then value of I will increase and it become 10. 10 is less than is equals to 10. Yes, 10 is less than is equals to 10. So the value of I will become 10. There the value of I will become 10, and after that the value of I will increase by 1, and in that case the value of I will become 11. So 11 less than is equals to 10 is false. So in that case I will get out of this loop and I will execute statements after that. Let's say if I have a statement after that is like after loop, then this statement will execute because my loop is over. Let me print it like this and see what is the value of I there after breaking this loop. Okay, let me comment this part. Okay, and execute this code again. Okay, now I'm getting an error. So means of this error is that I am not able to find I. The main reason behind this, because if you see there, I is a part of for loop. So the scope of I is inside this loop. I can only see I inside this loop. I cannot use I after for loop. If I want to use I after for loop, I have to increase the scope of this variable I. So how I can do that? I can initialize it outside for loop and I can say I is equals to 0, and if I am using there I is equals to 0, I do not need to reinitialize this, and in that case let's say n is equals to 2. So after loop I value 11. So as you can see there, the value of I is 11. That's why we got out of this loop. And about the scope, so here scope is like in what block you can access your variable. Here the scope of n is main method. I can use n inside main method anywhere I want to use. Here also the scope of I is inside main method. If I initialize it inside for loop, then I can use it only inside for loop. Let me comment this code offline and then run this code again. And if you see that we completed our task, so let me copy this code and put it there, and we can run this code to get our output. So just submit it and we are good to go. So basically what happened, using for loop we reduce this code into a single statement. Now somebody can say that I can use multiple print statement to do that, but in case hey I want to do it for 1,000 times, now the main things come into picture. So if I want to print 1,000 times, I do not want to write this print statement 1,000 times. In that case, I need something which can do my iterative task easily and help me to do that easily. So there, for loops come into the picture, and I think I am able to explain what is a loop. And in upcoming videos, we will learn more about loops and how this works. We will learn about for loop, and the main point what we're going to learn about is streams, because stream is the main thing which we currently use in development. So for now, you can go and read about for each, do while, and while loop. And if you want to copy this code, you can get this code from my website where I have all the questions from HackerRank, and I will put the link of this code into description. You can directly go to this website and just copy your code and paste your code into the code editor of HackerRank and submit your code to run it smoothly. And this is the second problem from HackerRank about loops, which we're gonna solve into the next video. So till then, thank you and bye bye.